Hey guys, welcome to a new video by me. It's been quite a while, but today I've decided to shed some more light on the ongoing climate crisis. It seems to be becoming increasingly more popular as time goes on, thanks to people like Greta and groups like the Extinction Rebellion. However, today in this video, I'm going to be shedding some light on the elephant in the room, which is a solution which I regard as the #1 solution, which both Extinction Rebellion and Greta don't seem to be talking about at all. The elephant in the room that I'm talking about is limiting reproduction rates. I think that that is the #1 solution when thinking about the climate crisis. The reason I say that it's the #1 solution is because every single human being who exists emits CO2, right? Or our lifestyles emit CO2. It is an undeniable fact, and it is an inevitability that the human race is a heat engine. It doesn't matter if you change the energy to clean energy, which is an oxymoron, meaning it doesn't actually exist. It doesn't matter if you change to clean energy, because you still need oil to create the clean energy during its manufacturing process. So when you realize that, the only conclusion that you can come to is simply that there needs to be a reduction of people playing the game. I don't know why this topic is so taboo for people, and I'm not sure why so many people ignore this solution, because it is such a huge solution. I think it's because reproduction has been so heavily indoctrinated into cultures globally. You know, we have been taught that the purpose of life is to reproduce, even though it's not in reality. Limiting reproduction rates isn't just the #1 solution, it is also the most practical one. And the reason I say it's the most practical one is because not having kids is the default stance, right? So for example, I'm 26 and I don't have kids, and I won't be having kids. So if I don't have kids, my life isn't going to change much. In fact, it probably won't change at all, because this is the default stance. This is my life as it is now. Nothing is going to change. I'm used to it. It's not really difficult to not have kids. Whereas if you go to the other solutions that are commonly talked about, such as cutting meat out from your diet, or taking public transport, or buying an electric car, something like that, if you go to those solutions, then they do require drastic changes to your lifestyle, which, although I personally believe aren't that difficult, for a lot of people they are. And it's complicated for a lot of people because most people don't want to change, right? And most people don't want to change their lifestyles. And you know, everybody points the finger at the governments of the world, and although that is justifiable, people need to remember that every single person is to blame in this. Every single person contributes in somewhat way. There are things that are a part of culture that we need to remove completely, that people aren't even aware of. You know, things like sports, nationalities, marriage, Christmas, birthdays, Halloween. Every single creation or idea of modern society that keeps the hamster wheel turning needs to go. And most people don't want to accept that. They don't want to talk about that. These things need to go, because these are the things that are distracting common people from true reality. Most people aren't even considering these things as solutions. The whole hamster wheel needs to stop turning, but the only way that that's going to stop is if we stop with the ideologies and the belief systems that are distracting people. You know, you can't prioritize birthdays and Christmas and things like that and then care about the climate crisis, because it just doesn't work. You know, we need fundamental societal change and cultural change. What we give value to, how we provide meaning for ourselves in our lives, like our purpose in life, you know. And at the moment, people wake up in the mornings for things like Christmas, for things like birthdays, sports, nationalities. People need to fundamentally change the reason that they are alive and what they live for. That is how the climate crisis is going to be solved, because all of those things, those ideologies that I just mentioned, they all require fossil fuels. They all require the current status quo. And if the status quo does not change, the human race is going to go extinct. So there are things that need to be changed that are deeply cultural. Traditions, ideologies, belief systems, these things need to go. And nobody is talking about that either. It's a lot more complex than just not driving your car or not eating meat. You know, there are so many things that go far more deeper which nobody seems to be talking about. I'll probably make another video soon, but at the moment I'll just leave it at that. So thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers.